Anything that you lose for being honest was never yours to begin with. I see this all the time where people, speak up for themselves or they express themselves honestly and then it doesn't go well. And they think, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. What did I do? Should I have done that? That was wrong, right? All these different things start to flood your mind, especially when it's one of the first times you're doing this. And I want to acknowledge that you didn't do anything wrong, that there are certain relationships that we create that keep us small, that keep us stuck in those cycles of staying small and not being fully expressed. And when you start to change and you start to grow, there are certain relationships that just cannot come with you. And they're not willing to be able to hold that new you, that new version of yourself. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. That relationship has ran its course. And I'm thinking about this today because I had a conversation with the guy that I've been seeing, and he told me about how he can be very conflict avoidant because of fear that if he does bring up a conflict or bring up a feeling and it doesn't go well, then that person might leave or the relationship might end or things might end. And what I said to him was, "You're avoiding the inevitable." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, when you are not having those conversations because you're afraid that they're not going to respond well or things are not going to go well or it's going to be the end of the relationship, that's because a part of you already knows that this person may not be able to hold or handle that. So instead of accepting that the relationship can't grow with you, you instead keep yourself small to maintain it. And these are the ways that we shrink ourselves to maintain connection, which is what I always talk about. And the other point that I made was, well, it didn't work out because it was never meant to work out. So you just prolonged the inevitable anyways by staying quiet and you made yourself uncomfortable for the length of period of time that you lost keeping yourself uncomfortable rather than just accepting what things are. And so the truth is that when you learn to speak up, when you learn to express yourself honestly and fully, that is when you will see the people that can meet that version of you and the people that can only hold the older version of you. And learning to accept that is where a lot of people struggle and why a lot of people stay stuck. And the truth is I would have never met this lovely human being if I didn't shift in the way that I was showing up. And I wasn't more expressive and showing up differently and speaking my truth and being honest and being open. I would never have met him. And I would never have felt so safe and comfortable and understood in a relationship. And that is what you're working towards when you're doing this deeper work. And that makes it worth it. So that mindset shift that I did with him this morning, that's exactly what I do as a coach. I do that, I do regulation. I help people to be able to open themselves up in this way and build the strength and confidence to do so. So if you're ready to finally do that work, do that inner work so that you can align to the right things, the right relationships that feel good and safe and comfortable and feel like they are aligned perfectly to you, that is when you hire me. You can find out more information through the link in my bio.